Now, Megan, continuing the video on Maria Shriver, I thought I would post what it would take for her to heal her family. Because diagnosing is one thing, you know, observing the behavior and the causes are one thing. It's a completely different. It's like, okay, what do you do next? What's the answer? Um, and basically, we learn how to be from our parents. And I'm only bringing up Maria Shriver because we are all doing this to some extent. When you can see and understand why other people do it, then see where you fit into something. Now, Maria Shriver was in a relationship where somebody cheated on her. How many people have lost their houses because banks cheated on you? How many of you are victims of any type of crime when a criminal cheated on the law? Look at our global experience and our economics. If you are the victim of the economic challenges that we're facing today, it's the same thing. It's the same all the time. That's where patterns within patterns within patterns, they keep repeating themselves over and over and again. Check out the Mandelbrot set. You'll see that a design, if you look at the lines of the design, they're all made up of the same pattern. And you keep going down to the line of the lines. You know, you check out some of the videos on Mandelbrot set, and you'll see every aspect of, you know, it'll look like a crystal. And you know, the crystal has, you know, it's not all the same. Some shapes are bigger and smaller, but so it makes it look like it's one unique piece. But if you isolate it, one piece is separate from or different than another piece. But if you go into it, you'll see that the lines are made up of this, you know, lines made up of like dots of the whole crystal. It's really, really interesting. So it's like, depending on how you're viewing your world, that are you looking at the individual pieces that look separate and different, and yet you're not seeing the bigger picture of how much they actually are the same. So that can get a little complicated, but it's the same thing and it's the same answer over and over and over again. And it is a very, very simple solution if you can wrap your brain around this. Okay, so in Maria Shriver's reality, her father cheated on her mother. Like, there's a long history of the males cheating on the females within the Kennedy family. It's like a well-accepted thing. So the females have been taught to accept that men cheat, and men are taught to cheat, basically. So what causes that? What causes a parent to teach their child these behavior problems? Well, first of all, you're mirroring it. You are what's inside you, and what's inside you, you reflect out into the world. This is the law of attraction. Something is going on within her father, just like the identical thing is like in Arnold Schwarzenegger. She married her father, basically. Exact same traits, everything is identical. So what causes a man to cheat? My ex cheated on me. He doesn't even know why, but if you can understand why, it's pretty simple. My ex won't face it yet. He's feeling the pain of it now, but he's still not seeing the root cause. Now, why would people cheat? Sex. Why would people go out and have sex with as many people as possible? Especially some of the people that aren't old. I mean, I've seen some of the pictures and it's like, you would go with that woman when this woman is like gorgeous, smart, you know, is the mother of your kids, you know, the creator that you should be like worshiping. But yet Arnold Schwarzenegger's cheating with other women that are cheating on other people, you know. So it's like, why can he not see what's good at home and he's going elsewhere to have sex? Well, why do you have sex in the first place? Sex is the experience of sharing love, and we've degraded what sex actually means. And how we've done that is we've attached it to every freaking product on the planet. Sex sells. So we've associated our behaviors, we've been brainwashed to associate sex with material objects. If you so That's what Arnold does. Is any other woman out there, even the ones that he marries, he's just looking at them all as being objects. No more different than a car. It has zero meaning to him. He's you know just out there trying to get love via sex. That's why you buy everything that you buy. If sex sells, sex is related to love. You're lacking love, so you need to go and chase love if you don't feel like you have enough love. So you'll buy more cars, you'll put more stuff in your house, you'll surround yourself with as much freaking stuff that's associated with love or sex, and you'll be empty because it's a lie. Buying a car won't make you love your life anymore. You can have every single thing in the world, and when you have everything, it's actually quite boring, because then what do you do after you have everything? It's like buying something for somebody who has everything. What do you buy them? At least it's more fun buying something for somebody that has nothing and needs something. That makes the joy of giving a hell of a lot better than to give something to somebody who has everything. Life does get a little boring after you sort of are the best of the best, and surround yourself with as many stuff, thinking that stuff is going to bring you love, and in a way it kind of does. Like, most people that are lacking love want fame, because the more people adore them, then that's another way of getting love. But it's not real love. It's just people looking up to you because they think that you're saying something right, but they're only in tune with you. Anybody that would respect Arnold Schwarzenegger for cheating, basically anybody that would respect Arnold Schwarzenegger for basically lacking as much love as he is kind of lacking love themselves, and they're in tune with him. They relate with him. This guy's lacking love. I'm lacking love. We're two of the same. I'm going to do what he does because he's so much bigger and smarter than I am. He's got all of the stuff, so he must know something. Yet that stuff just is a reflection of how little love this man has in his life. Now, if you don't love yourself, you're going to treat other people like shit. So there's no question that while Arnold is not loving himself, he is not able to love his family, he's not able to love his wife, he's not able to love anybody else in the world. And then he gets into politics with having zero love for anybody in the world, and they make very bad politicians. Now, you look at Maria Shriver. What's her game? Why would she attract that? Well, she was told that she had no value, that she wasn't worth anything. That's why everybody's got to cheat on you, because you are not worthy of me respecting and loving you enough for me not to cheat on you. So, and it is the game of you got to forgive them, for they know not what they're doing, because they're just lacking love when they cheat on you. But that is how we take these lessons in as, well, if you did this to my mother, then you're telling me that this is what women are. They are not deserving of you respecting them. So when you grow up, like Maria did, she grows up with this deep-seated inside subconscious knowledge that she's not worthy of being loved. So Maria will look for love in places where she'll never ever find it, like in Arnold Schwarzenegger, who doesn't have any love whatsoever, but she'll marry them because she's in tune with them. I don't have love either. I don't feel love, and you don't feel love, so I feel like we've got two things in common, and they're both of equal lack of love, um, just the male female version of it. And they think in some way, shape, or form that when they get married in a relationship that has zero love is somehow going to last. Both of them have issues of not loving themselves. Both of them, were taught to be who they are. So what's the cure? And I'm only saying this because I lived it. And this is something that I would tell any woman that's in a woman's shelter. This is what I would tell any victim of anything, that you are not loving yourself enough. And not to hold too much anger for those who have done you harm. My ex have done me harm. My kids have, reacted. Their father tells them a lie, then I get accused of that lie through my kids. It's like my kids were the bullets that of the gun my husband was using trying to shoot me with. So it was like, when you love your kids as much as I do, and you see what they do to you, and it was caused because of something their father is encouraging them to do, I have unconditional love for my kids. I see that they don't know what it is that they're doing, even though it's really, really harmful. So when patterns replay over and over again, and I could easily dislike somebody who treats me so horribly as I would dislike my husband who treated me so horribly, I'm not about to treat my kids that way. It's a mother unconditional love thing going on, which actually helps perpetuate problem because I will be so freaking understanding and patient, and I teach them how to treat me while I'm being patient and understanding. So I've screwed up on so many levels. But ultimately, what I found was my answer is learning how to love yourself. And because I've now been on a disability, have like zero money basically to live off of, I've lost all of my stuff. It's like the universe is like, here, Judy, here's the answer to why shit is going on. You don't love yourself. And if you have stuff around you, then you have no way of practicing how to love yourself without the trappings of stuff. So while I am living in somewhat poverty, my biggest thing that I'm working on right now is learning how to love myself, which is why I've started this YouTube channel, because oftentimes, like I've said many times before, we offer people advice, but that advice, we're looking and judging our world from our own perspective, our own eyes, which means we got the problem that we're judging other people to have, but we don't see it in ourselves. We only see it in other people. So when you give other people advice for problems you recognize, it's something that you have within yourself. So I've tried to improve my communication skills and reflect on myself. So what I try to do is, make these videos and offer as much advice as possible. And if everybody doesn't really quite get what it is I'm doing, what it is I do is I watch my own videos and I see how it applies to me. And in this particular video, what I'm learning from my own words is I got to be loving myself a hell of a lot more than what I'm doing. And we can see this pattern replaying over and over again. Oprah is one good thing. I'm so in line with Oprah in a lot of ways. She doesn't like working out. For some reason, I can't work out, which means I'm not loving myself if I'm not loving every aspect of keeping my body in perfect, healthy shape. So I am still got some work to do on myself, but then so does Oprah. If she's overweight and hates exercising and doesn't love her body enough to keep it healthy and alive, Oprah has a hate on herself. And it's no different than me having a hate for myself. If I smoke and exercise, clearly those are signs in my outer world that are saying, you ain't there yet. You still need to learn how to love yourself. So, and I'm finding the more that I can find my purpose, walk in my purpose, love my purpose, understand my purpose, I start loving myself a hell of a lot more. So that's what I'm doing every day, just doing a little bit more to learn to love myself and my life. Peace out.